This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrinovich,
And I'm Kelley Gilster of 618 Studios.
and we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another conversation. I am here with my girl, Taylor. Taylor, how are you?
I'm great. I am having just such a wonderful time. I feel like November's going so well. I am done with my weddings. Officially, I went out with a bang with a 3-day Indian wedding, which was great. And yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot like over the last few weeks about how much I love Halloween and stuff. And you guys, I do, but I really love the holidays. So I'm like
Oh
here
my
in my
gosh.
element.
Okay, I almost sent you. Did I send it to you? I might have. The reel where it's like the lady when it's like me when my kids get home trick or treating and like the whole house is decorated in Christmas and like the tree's up and like the stockings are on there and it's like it's the audio where it's like surprise, 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 surprise. You guys, full transparency. We have literally no idea what we're going to be talking about right now. We don't know which roads we're going to be led down. We are just way overly caffeinated, and yeah, it's a fun Thursday over here.
It's a sip and tell all. Maybe you guys will get some tea. Who
A
knows?
sip and tell all. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so as this podcast is coming out, I guess it's Thanksgiving, actually. I was looking at the calendar. So it's not as we're recording, but I think it is Thanksgiving in the States here. So happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all good night. I was in Hawaii last week. And it was a fun time. Probably. Actually, as of recording, I haven't gone yet.
Oh my gosh. This
But I
is
bet it was fun.
unhinged. You guys, I am so sorry. We've had like 3 cups of coffee and Taylor's not even drinking full black. She's drinking half calf.
I am. Oh my gosh. And it's gone, which means I'm having a great day. Okay, so something you guys should know is we record these podcast episodes in advance and we're like trying to frame sometimes like what's relevant at the time that this is going live. And sometimes we're speculating. So I'm speculating I had a great time in Hawaii. I bet I did.
Taylor was in Hawaii. She tried to drag me to Hawaii. I sound
did.
drag. Who is being dragged to Hawaii, right? I
Against
couldn't do
your
it
will.
though. I couldn't do it though. I had 3 weddings this month and corporate work, 2 corporate shoots, and our little editing and writing hands are going hard on the revenue multiplier, our brand new course and offering. So we're working really, really hard behind the scenes on that. And I couldn't find myself to get away to Hawaii. So I'm sorry, Taylor. Maybe next time.
It would have been so fun though to like have your whole family and my whole family and our 6 feral children running around just drinking all of the like smoothies, all hyped up on sugar, splashing in the ocean. Ugh, it would have been such a great time.
I know.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's Thanksgiving. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Do you host? Do you go somewhere? What's the plan?
No, I go to my husband's aunt's house. It's like 30 minutes away, so it's like just far enough to be a slight inconvenience, but like it's really not a huge inconvenience at all. I have dreamt of hosting, but I don't know about you, but I would say like the generation before my generation in our family is just like holding on tight to those holidays, and they're very
Yeah.
big in tradition and they're just not letting go. So I've resolved to just enjoy not having to clean my own house and not having to like do all of that stuff. And I've realized the time will just come when it comes for me. Probably when I'm like 50, then I'll get to host.
The baton will be passed eventually. Well, that's
Yeah.
fun. Do
Yeah.
you need to bring like a dish or anything, or do you just show up
Um,
empty-handed?
no, I always bring a dish. I would love to show up empty-handed. That would be great. No, a lot of times I'll bring like a sweet potato thing. Am like I put all the brown sugar and cinnamon in the sweet potatoes to where it like is basically a dessert. And then I love making green beans. I feel like I've cracked the code of like the perfect green bean, and it's basically you just boil them for like 7 minutes and then you drain them, and then you melt a bunch of butter, and then, like, saute a bunch of garlic, and I just crack a whole bunch of salt into there, and then you add the green beans back and mix it all up, and I think they're the most perfect green beans. A lot of people love, like, bacon and all that stuff on, like, their vegetables, and I am, like, a minimal kind of person. I just think, like, they stand on their own. But I don't love turkey. Do you like turkey?
I like it, but it has to be, like, within the bite of, like, I put it on my plate, smother it in gravy, and then it's like, I have to, like, eat it with the gravy and then, like, dip it into, like, mashed potatoes at the same
Mhm.
time or, like,
And,
get
like,
a little bit of
stuffing.
stuffing. Stuffing is my all-time.
Oh, yeah,
All-time
it's like crack. It's
crack.
so good.
Stuffing and cranberries are, like, my go-to, and it can
Mm.
just come in the can,
Mm-mm.
you guys. Like, I'm not fancy. I love it just has to be there, though, and it has to be there. And then
I'm
in
an
my fa
anti-cranberry girl. Mm-mm. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
I think actually Paul's family was also, like, kinda anti-cranberry, and I just realized I just need to, like, bring my own cranberry things to it because it just felt like a void missing in my entire Thanksgiving experience.
Aw.
Um, no, but it's fine. Like, now I've, like, been like it's so easy to make. You just get, like, the bag of the cranberries and you throw them in and you boil them and you add some sugar and, like, I think that's some cinnamon probably. That's pretty much it. I don't Okay, you guys, sip and tell all. I don't cook at all. Everybody needs a Paul. We've said it before. Everybody
I
needs
need
a
a Paul.
Paul. Paul is the chef of the family. He wants me nowhere near the kitchen. I sometimes do a little batch of Ghirardelli brownies here and there. Maybe I'll
Hmm.
make the kids a box of mac and cheese. But he cooks all, and he loves to cook. He loves Ina Garden. You know Ina Garden,
Oh,
like
I
the
do,
Barefoot
and her
Contessa?
husband, Jeffrey. Yes.
Yes,
I love it.
obsessed. I'm obsessed with them, but Paul is equally. We've actually played a game. Oh, Taylor, let's play this game right now. If you could spend one full day with any person, like a celebrity, like somebody who's like alive and you can like fly to their house and whatever, who would you spend it with? I feel like it'd be like Taylor
Oh,
Swift for you.
it probably would be Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Would it? Anyone else?
Yeah. Okay, but I guess I have to think about, like, what do I wanna get out of the experience? Am I just gonna be, like, fangirling over you the whole time? Because that would be, like, an awkward day. But, like, I could see why somebody would choose, like, a chef, like, "Oh, you're gonna get some, like, killer food out of that." Like, what's the context? Are we chilling at your house? Like, do I get to tell you what you do all day? Like, am I bossing you around, making you cook for me, making her do, like, a
Paul has it all planned out.
Okay.
He's flying to the Hamptons at her Hamptons home, and
Mhm.
they are spending the morning doing a little breakfast. They're chit-chatting, having breakfast out on her back porch. Then they're going to her garden and, like, herbs and, like, trimming all the things for the rest of their dishes for the day. Like, Ina Garden is who he would spend his day with. If he could spend his day with anybody, it would be her. And I kind of
Protect Paul
regret
at all costs, because that is the
I
most wholesome thing I've ever heard.
I know. And he just wants to, like, bake all the dishes with him and with her, and then maybe Jeffrey pops in to say hello at the end of the day as he does, and that's his ideal day. And I kind of kick myself because Ina just came out with a book, and she's doing a book tour, and one of the spots was the Segerstrom Center for the Arts. It's, like, right here in Orange County, and I don't know, I just didn't pull the trigger and get the tickets, and I should have done it and surprised him. And, like, he could have gotten, like, a book signed by her. He would actually love it.
Is it too late?
Yeah, it was in October.
Oh, it is.
I
Oh, that's
know.
lame. Next time she's doing a book tour, add it to your calendar. Okay, I would choose Taylor Swift. We would just pet her cats and bake cookies, and I would make her serenade me with all of her songs all
Oh
day.
my gosh. I don't know if I even know who mine would be. Okay, we'll have to circle back. By the end of the episode, I'll kind of think of something, and then I'll say who my person is of who I would spend the day with. And if you guys are listening, DM us and tell us who your one person would be that you would spend the day with. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of Taylor Swifts. We have a lot of Swifties in
I
our crew,
mean,
Level Up crew.
she's pretty cool. I have to like, I'm pretty sure. I've never met her, but she seems cool. Okay. Let's flip the script. What's going on with you? Let's Do we wanna talk business, or are we just, like, totally just being humans on this one? You guys, I am so
Mm,
sorry.
let's just be humans. Let's see. What's going on with me? I finally feel like I have a hold of my childcare situation, and it took 5 years to get there. It's a hard journey for moms listening that are like, "I'm the nap time warrior still." Like, I feel you because I did that for probably 3 to 4 years. Nap time warrior, late night editing, early morning emails, all the things, but I got to a point where, like, I just couldn't do it anymore. So, Levi now has a nanny 4 times a week. She comes from 8 to 2 every single day. She's, like, the greatest of all time, and I'm so thankful for her. And Sloan is in her little school that she loves with her little friends, and then Micah is in kindergarten, and I just feel like I'm really starting to see, like, I don't know, have some balance. Taylor, you I feel like it was, like it's been, like, a couple years now for you that you've had, like, some really good dedicated childcare?
Yeah, about a year. So,
Okay.
we put Katie so it's November, we put Katie she'll be 3 next month, in daycare last August, like, the 2nd week of last August she started. So, yeah, what is that, like, 14, 15 months? And then, yeah, I have a 3rd grader and a 1st grader, and they're in school, obviously, all day, which is great, but, um, it's kind of actually funny. So, I went from, like, very much so I mean, I'm sure I'm not unique, I'm sure so many people, like, can relate to this. So, I went from feeling very scarcity mindset when it came to time, just like, I have no time, so any time I get, where I don't have my children with me, I felt like I had to just do all the things. Like, I had this, like, pressure on me where I just, like, so, like, hectically,
Me
like,
too.
did all the things, like, with anxiety, you know what I mean? It was like, "Ah, how much can I cram in?" And so, for the first, probably honestly, like, 9 months of, like, Katie being in daycare, like, the first 9 months of consistent childcare, I still felt like that even though so, basically between the hours of 8 and 2, I have childcare Monday through Friday. So what is that? 6 hours a day. That's good. That's 30 hours a week. And so it took me a long time to, like, settle down and chill the heck out. So I wasn't, like, really volunteering at my kid's school. I wasn't doing any of those things over the last school year because I felt like I still had to, like, take advantage of every single second I had, and that is not a healthy way to live. Like, I think that is, like, not good for the brain. But this year I finally feel, like, settled, like, "Okay, this is just my life." Like, now I don't ever have to go back to, like, being that way or, like, having absolutely no time or, like, the nap time warrior, like, I'm done officially. So this year I've been, like, volunteering a lot at my kids' school, which they've been really liking. Like, I do, like, art docent for, like, both of their classes, which is, like, once a month, and you go in the class and you, like, help, I don't know, teach them an art lesson or whatever. I'm, like, doing all the field trips. I'm just, like, becoming more involved, and then we've also started with, like, the sports and stuff, like, I'm a little bit more of, like, a chauffeur around. So that's really nice because I felt like for a while when I was getting back into the groove of, like, having work time, I felt like I was definitely neglecting, like, the motherhood side because I felt like that's all I could do before. So like, the pendulum swung the other way, and now I feel like I'm leveling out and, like, finding this, like, really beautiful balance of, like, being able to do both well, which is such a breath of fresh air. Like, I feel like I mean, I know I'm hyped up on caffeine right now, so it doesn't seem that way, but I feel like I'm a much calmer person, which is so nice, and, like, nice for my family too, like, they don't wanna be around a stressed out mom.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because I think sometimes we don't realize that we are doing the same thing. Like, or you feel like you're the only one that feels that way, right?
Yeah.
And that's not true. Like, I think because of all those years of being that nap time warrior working mom, that yes, when I started to get a little bit more of that freedom, it was like, no, I can't do the lunches with my friends. I have to sit down and work on this. Or like yeah, that mind, it was just like always a scarcity mindset of like, no, work, 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 work. Like when it's like, no, like I could take like a little bit of a break and like maybe I could go get a pedicure. Or like I feel like Taylor, like for you, like a facial is really special for you. Like I can go get a facial and like not feel guilty about it. Like I think I still a little bit like I kind of still have that mom guilt a little bit, but I shouldn't. Like, it's so good for you to pour back into yourself so that you can show up and not be that stressed out mom that your family doesn't deserve, you know?
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you're like, I'm still a nap time warrior," it's like, I think it's good to hear people who have, like, made it through and they're on the other side because it's like, it's not forever. I feel like whatever stage you're in, we tend to generalize things, and it feels very much so like that will be how it is forever, and no stage of life lasts forever. Whether you're in a good stage or a bad stage or a hard stage or an easy stage, like, it is all absolutely temporary. So either enjoy it for what it is or hold on tight because it's like the end is coming, like, and it's gonna be okay, you know?
Right.
Um,
One thing about
yeah.
Taylor and I is, yes, we work a lot and we are very driven individuals, I would say, and we love business and we love what we do. And I feel like I have like 3 or 4 jobs. But every once in a while, either one of us hits like a little slight burnout where, and I feel like we haven't talked about this, like you and I, but I feel like we have this understanding now of like one of us can text the other one and be like, I'm having a trad wife day. And the other person's like, okay, great. I respect that. I respect your trad wife ways for today, for the next 6 hours. And then you just had one, Taylor. And then you were like, that was fun while it lasted, but I am so ready to get back into my normal life.
Yeah, I mean, so I actually don't make sourdough, but I feel like that's like I'm like, I feel like I wanna be a sourdough making mom today. But yeah, it's like sometimes you have to bury your head in the sand, and it's true, like, we're in constant communication, like, I probably talk to you more than any other human in my life. I don't know, and so, like, it is interesting, like, it's cool that we can just be like, "Hey, I can't do the business stuff today, I need, like, to take a time out," and it's like, "Yeah, I get it. It's fine."
Yep. And I feel like for some reason that's like our safe word. I'm having a trad wife day today. And then we're just like,
100%.
got you. I got you. Okay, goodbye. I'll talk to you like tomorrow or the next day. Usually it's tomorrow. Like,
Yeah,
because I remember one time you were like, I pulled Katie out. I just like really wanted to have like a day with her. And then you're like, okay, yeah, that was great. I don't need to do that again for a while. Full
that filled my cup.
transparency. Full transparency. We love to be working moms and we love our families, but and it's nice to actually have I mean, we understand how privileged it is to have the ability to pick and choose when we wanna do that, and it's not always that we get to do that, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but just know that I feel like we talk we have a lot of parents in our audience because we're parents ourselves, and I actually don't know a whole lot of other educators out there like this, like especially women who are also educators. So, I just like to really bring that to the forefront of like what the Level Up Co is and like how we go about, teaching and educating and all that stuff is like it's very much with through the eyes of working moms.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to talk about because, I mean, yeah, so I mean, educators specifically because if you're an educator, you're putting yourself in the position of authority like on purpose. Like that didn't happen to you, you're making that decision, right? So I feel like naturally people are scrutinized that way. And like people scrutinize us too. It's fine. But just saying like I feel like a lot of people like to paint this like very like perfect picture of like I have it all together, I'm perfectly polished, all the things. And I feel like for most of us, like I am most certainly not perfect and polished and all the things. Like I am messy and figuring it all out, and I have crumbs in my car, whatever. But like that doesn't mean I can't be like a kick butt business person too. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all together to be successful. And I feel like by seeing other people who are real humans and like acting like real humans, like it helps all the real humans out there, which is like you who's listening to this, feel like you don't it's not these people on this, like, pedestal where they're, like, untouchable, like, no, like, we're all people. Even the people who try to act like or maybe, like, put up the front or the facade that, like, they are perfect, I imagine they're, like, absolutely, like, real people too, but I feel like it's good to just see that, um, transparency because you don't feel like it's a us and them. Does that make sense? Like there's some sort of separation by the perfection.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, being real humans and, like, no us and them, are we ever gonna do a retreat?
We've been getting so many people asking us to do like something in person. I'm team something in person. I don't know what that would look like specifically or like what would be feasible. I don't know how many people would be interested in it because I feel like the number of people who want to come would like kind of determine the scope, you know?
True, and what it all looks like and all that. I don't know, it's something that, like, I feel like we go back and forth with all the time of, like, what we want it to look like, and I don't know. We've done meetups in the past, and those have been really fun. We did one in Southern California a year ago, about.
A year and a half ago. Yeah, because it was when we were recording Framework, like in the spring
Yeah.
of 2023. Yeah.
So Taylor had flown down from Sacramento down to my area, Orange County, and we recorded Framework. And in the midst of that, we decided, as we do, out of the blue, that we were going to host a get together. And actually, it was a really fun time. And we got
Yeah.
pizza and we had drinks, and it was great. But I feel like if we did something in person, I think that there's a time and a place for meetups, and then there's a time and a place for a retreat. And I feel like what people are kind of asking for is more of that retreat setting. So,
Like, do they want speakers and education or just like hanging out? I don't know.
you
Like,
guys,
we're not being told specifically what they want.
this is exactly what a real life phone conversation would look like between Taylor and I. Like literally, we would just be sitting there kind of dissecting like what do people want? Do they want the speakers? Do they not want the education? Do they want just something like free flowing and just community based? I don't know, Taylor, what do they want?
Oh, yeah. Do you want casual? Like, are we hanging out in our like matching sweats and like just sipping on whatever it is on the couch and like hanging out? Or are we like dressing up with mood boards and like fancy dinner and like all the things? I feel like it could just look so many ways. Are we going? Well, I wouldn't really want to go to Mexico. That sounds like such an
That
inconvenience,
feels like a
but it could be
lot.
fun. Like, I see
I
people doing
know.
them in, like, Cancun, and I'm like, "That looks like a great time." But I don't know.
Yeah, or Cabo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never been to Mexico, so before I hosted anything like that, I feel like it kinda needs to be an area that we are generally familiar with. So we know the logistics of travel and, like, how that all works and, like, the I don't know, the flow of things, and I also feel like if we did it, it needs to be, like, somewhere where it's a hub of an area where it's not too hard for people to get to, and if people because you guys are listeners from all over the country, and we have people on the East Coast, we have people in the South, and we have people in Nebraska, and we have people wherever, it's like, I don't know, sometimes it's, like, cheaper to fly into, like, one of those, like, larger international airports, so if we wanna think of
Denver.
it Denver, there we go.
Denver's the
Denver
answer.
yeah. Denver, Salt Lake City, I don't know, LA, San
LA sounds
Diego.
horrible. Let's not do LA.
No, let's not do LA. LA is too much for me. I live 40 minutes south from LA, and I dread any time that I have to make my way into LA. Anyways, Seattle? I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like
We're just
those,
really
like
thinking about this right now, guys. But can
Orange
you guys
County
tell
is
us? Can you guys tell us? Or what were you gonna say, Taylor?
I was gonna say Orange County is nice because it's so, like, from a weather perspective, so great, like, literally 12 months out of the year. You don't really have to worry about, like so Sacramento is the opposite, like, in July, it's gonna be 112. Like, that's no fun. Nobody unless it's a pool party kind of situation, it's kinda like, "Oh, we could do Vegas."
Oh my gosh. You know what? I am not a Vegas girly.
I've only been a couple times, and I don't like to gamble. I feel like it's such a waste of money, so I'm no fun.
Yeah. I on I enjoy Vegas if it's like a quick in and out for like work. Like we have a corporate client that has a branch in Vegas, so maybe once or twice a year we're heading out that way to cover like a project or something like that, but it's like a one-nighter. I mean, and this
Mm-mm.
retreat would probably be like a one night thing, I think. I
It
don't
would
know,
be
you
for
guys.
12 days. Buckle up. We're going on a ride. Just
On the
kidding.
12 days of level up retreat. Can you believe it? Can you imagine? 12
That would
days
be
of
so many days.
Of us. Oh my gosh. Okay.
They would hate
We have
us.
talked about Thanksgiving. We have talked about mom
Oh,
guilt.
who's
We
your
have talked
person?
Oh my
Who's your
gosh.
Ina Garden?
Crap. Hmm.
The Rock.
The Rock. Oh my gosh. He's
He's
funny.
my
Actually, you
he's
know
my
what I'm kind
celebrity
of
crush. I love him.
obsessed with is so I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I grew up riding horses and The Rock has children who also like compete in like the type of equestrian riding that I did, which was like hunter jumper. And so he's like a total horse show dad. And so
Aw.
like all these pictures will get like leaked of like him at the horse show, like holding his daughter's pony and like hanging out or whatever, like ringside. And I'm like obsessed with that actually. Dude, I cannot figure out who it would be. I feel like I knew when we were like chatting with some friends about this on like who it would be, but now I'm drawing a blank. I'm kind of thinking like it might be
I'm not ready yet. Do not come in.
the children. This is perfect for that. Oh, you know what? It might be someone like Lauren Conrad, or
Um,
maybe it would be like,
she's a great business person,
I
actually.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah. I saw her one time at South Coast Plaza when I was shopping. She like walked
that's
by with her
cool.
little friends. Yeah. Laguna Beach fans out there, where you at? Okay.
That's a millennial in us.
It
All
is.
the Gen Z people are like, "What's that?"
I know. Go watch it. It's great reality TV, you guys. Okay.
I
So it'd
am gonna
probably
have to
be
go in
like
like 1 minute. Sorry.
okay. She has to take Taylor has to take her kids to the movies. Let's say like Lauren Conrad or like Kelly Catrone,
I don't
also
know who
like a
that
Hills
is.
throwback.
Oh,
She's like a fashion like person, and I just feel like she's just like a baller business person. Um, or like Rachel Zoe or someone like that. That like I want to sit in and watch how they like this isn't gonna be weird, but like how they start their mornings and like if they have
ooh,
like where they delegate their children to while they do all their meetings and like what their day to day looks like on that. Because I'm a big person of like, I feel like I'm really busy, but there's always going to be someone out there that's busier than me. And I want to know what that looks like. I'm always like really curious as to like how busy is really, really busy. Anyways,
actually, I'm gonna change my answer. It's gonna be Amy Porterfield, and she's gonna help me revamp my business from the inside out, like in a
oh,
12-hour session, and then I'm gonna go like make millions of dollars. That's my new one, actually.
Amy Porterfield is top tier. That's a really good one. All right, maybe I'll come back in a future episode and come up with a better one. It'll come to me. Yeah. Actually,
It's not a competition. It's
we
fine.
had Lynn Easton we had Lynn Easton speak on our podcast
In our
or speak
mastermind.
inside of our mastermind. She was our guest
Mhm.
speaker or planner guest speaker, and she was so lovely, and I'm like, "Dang, I would totally love to hang out with you for one day and just, like, shadow watching her do all her amazing things that she does." Okay,
She's pretty
that's
cool.
it. She's very cool. Bye, you guys. Think about the retreat thing. If you guys have thoughts for us, please DM us. We would love to hear about what you have in mind, and maybe that will be something we'll do in like 2025 or 2026. Okay, bye guys.
Bye. Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.